Hello and welcome to the B button. We're back, baby. Yeah, I'm your host Baron Marf, and I'm joined as always by the legend himself, AngryLink. How you doing, buddy?
Tired, but I'm glad I'm over the hill now.
Yeah,
it's all rolling downhill.
We've been busy little bees. You especially.
Too many late nights in front of the little laptop that could.
Yeah. You made a good effort, that laptop.
I'm massively stoked with how well it has performed. I mean, it's crashed on me twice. I mean, I've been throwing some serious fucking shit at it.
It's pulled through admirably.
It really has.
So basically, we've been away for the last couple of weeks. We've been fettling the podcast and basically
somewhat crowbarring them apart, really, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been a case of reverse shoehorning. So what have we done? What have we been up to? So we've been getting things together. We've got a bit of ESG now, the Eat Sleep Game.
Yes. Well, something we've had sort of going from the start, really, isn't it? But we've never really pushed it to the forefront.
Yeah. So we've chopped up the podcast. So we've made it. So here we are in the B button, the standalone podcast. It's grown legs. It was our intro, and
now it's we were taking too long on the intro, so let's just make it a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. But so it's this is basically the idea that we're going to talk about a gaming week. It's going to be a little bit about back and forth, i.e. what did you want to play next week, or what did you play? Did you play what you were going to play? I bet you fucking didn't, you little bastard. It's all that kind of, are we actually playing what we say we're playing? Yeah. And what are we playing and why are we playing it?
I think I coined it as the ghosts of gaming past, present and future. Yeah. When we were talking about it.
Exactly. There is that sort of looking
Dickensian.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah,
but no, I think it's exciting to look at what's coming out ahead as well, because I can't believe the gaming has got to this kind of state where literally every week there is generally something you're like, I could drop a few coins on that. I might give that a go.
There is a lot going on. Generally, there's been a really good buzz. So overall, what we've decided to do, we're hacking up the podcast. We've split it out into 4 different podcasts now, and let's talk a little bit about this bad boy right here and what we've been doing.
Well, obviously we're first in the week, so it's obviously releasing Mondays, which is obviously today, Bank Holiday Monday, 1st of May.
Indeed.
Amazing.
Yeah.
No work, score.
Yeah.
Well, I say no work. Replaced it with something else.
Some other work, yeah. But then later in the week, we hit up a bit of What's the Beef, Chief?
Wednesdays.
That's right.
Wednesdays, What's the Beef?
Exactly. And then we got a Friday, bit of Uncharted Territory.
Nice, and easy, calm. Finish off of the week. Finish work
Friday, yeah,
hopefully.
And then the whole idea is just have a little wrap up on the news with Bullet Bill's Big 3 at the end of the week.
Yeah, Sundays. So hopefully we've caught all of the week's best stories, because the amount of times when we used to record the B button, and we used to do it on Fridays, didn't we? First of all, and the amount of times that over the Saturday, all the 3 hours after we've recorded, you get the most amazing story would drop. So we thought we'd leave it to the whole week.
And just wrap it.
Yeah, and just have, like you say, a good little wrap up.
Yeah, so there we go.
Are we going to go into the formats of each show, or are we going to do that separately?
We'll do that separately as we introduce them during the course of the week. But I think what we will do right now is jump into this week's B button. So, we don't actually have a previous gaming week. We've got weeks where we've been off gaming.
I was going to say, it's more than a fortnight.
Lots going on.
I don't know what you'd call 3 weeks. What is it? Is it a tri-week?
Yeah, because it gives it a Zelda kind of feeling.
That's it. Let's do it.
So, what's your tri-week been like, gaming-wise?
Fairly sparse. Obviously, it's sitting in front of the little laptop that could a lot of the time.
Don't need to hear excuses, Link.
But I did manage to get some gaming done in the times of, I'm beating my head against a brick wall, let's go play some games. So, Tales of Zestiria.
Easy for you to say.
Finally, I beat that annoying angel boss. Well, when I say I did it, I found out that you can do it on auto. You've got just run around and do all that shit itself. So I was just like, yeah, you're doing my head in, auto. I'm going to go make a cup of tea and just make sure I keep everyone healed. And that was it. And I was like, yeah, right, that's done. I can put it back on manual now. Thanks very much. And carry on.
So you auto-played the boss?
No. It was a pre-boss, which is now actually like a pre-boss. I don't know. I've still not actually made it to the end boss yet, because there's this journey through the rest of the final dungeon, and then there's weird bits where you get transported to a desert, and there's your characters. Sorry, spoilers. Your characters are fighting you. It's weird.
So this kind of leads me on to my one and only question, because I spoke to this guy at work. He's like this massive Tales fan. He's played them all. He started listing all kinds of words I've never heard: Besteria, Zesteria, Zenaria, or some, I don't know.
Yeah.
But either which way, he's played them all. Right?
I think it was 97. The first one was.
Is this like some overarching storyline, or is it like Final Fantasy, where each is kind of like a standalone game?
It has been since 97. Every single one is its own entity. There's no real overarching. It's not like it's the same world, like a la Fable, where it's just moved on some years.
Same characters?
No, it's none of that has been, apart from Zestiria and Berseria. They're actually canonical, so they do feature in the same world. I think it's just a couple of centuries apart or something.
Right, okay.
I haven't actually looked into it.
But you're feeling these games, aren't you?
I absolutely adore Tales of Symphonia. And now I've got GameCube back. Yeah, I can probably not play through that. But yeah, I've always enjoyed that one. It's obviously the first time I've sort of moved on to it since the GameCube, because I've never had a PlayStation. Well, I had a PlayStation 3, but they just never come out in time before mine broke. So I've never actually played a Tales. I haven't played a Tales game since like 2002. So I thought, dive in, jump in, and it's alright. Yeah, it's good fun.
Do you know it's like a massive monumental? Like, for example, if you played Final Fantasy VII and played the current Final Fantasies, you're like, well, one's an action game and one's an RPG. Turn-based RPG.
Yeah. What you'd sort of stereotypical JRPG.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a kind of an amalgamation of the two, really. So you've got third-person action, real-time battles, but obviously it's on the overworld thing that you run around a dungeon and then you activate the battle once you run in or attacked the enemy. And then you've got like a little arena which you fight in. Obviously, it's all 3D, so it's.
Is it? Did you notice a monumental change between the ones you're playing now to what you remember back in the day?
Yeah, well, obviously the old ones were 2D, so it's like a scroll and beat 'em up almost.
Oh, right, okay.
But now it's moved into the full third dimension. Obviously, probably about a decade ago by now, but so it's different.
Worlds apart.
No, I think it's a case of like most of the Tales games. It's you've got to put some hours into it to get out some enjoyment. They aren't. Well, they're not exactly inaccessible, but then like most JRPGs, you've got to commit.
You'll commit to it,
and get into it and try and actually do the side quests and stuff, because it makes shit so much easier later on. Whereas I haven't done that, and some of the bosses have been a fucking slog. I remember I was playing one for like 25 minutes, just like, come on, chip away, come on. But yeah, that's pretty much the thing that's mostly taken up what time I have had for gaming. But I did pick up The Last Guardian though.
I saw that, yeah.
Obviously the PS4 game developed by, well, obviously it was started by Team Eco, but then that became Gen Design.
Yeah.
And Sony Interactive Entertainment of Japan.
Yeah.
So I saw a physical copy of this game fairly cheap a couple of weeks back.
How cheap, if you don't mind me asking?
It was 20 quid.
It's not too bad, I guess, yeah.
It's cheaper than a digital store, and it's a physical copy, so I can sell it if I really don't want it anymore. So yeah, I saw it going cheap, and I thought, I never got a chance to play Eco or Colossus, and I've always been really intrigued by the Team Eco games.
You would have liked them.
Yeah.
I think.
I know, I've, again, found out that they were getting re-released on the PS3. Literally a month later, PS3 broke. Oh, fuck you. Getting an Xbox.
Yeah. Red out.
So yeah, I got never got a chance to play this, so I really wanted to get into the Last Guardian. I mean, I was enamoured by it, the idea of it. Well, how many years ago? Not much. Obviously, it's been a busy couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I've probably only got about maybe an hour or so through it, but I'd still enjoy having this giant cat bird at my beck and call.
Yeah,
because he's pretty good sort of from the get-go.
So this game got some really rocky reviews, and in every rocky review they said that fucking bird / dog / whatever it is.
I think it's Trico.
Trico, yeah. It's just got a mind of its own, and in some ways it looks really good. How, like, realistically you think, oh, this is, this animal's alive, and in the same way, it won't follow the most basic of commands at some point.
But then I would say that's kind of the point, isn't it? Because it's not just no, but it's not just a character that you've basically got on a leash. This is a living, breathing animal that has got its own personality, its own mind, its own fears, its own excitements, and that kind of thing.
Do you think it was their intention to do that then?
Yeah, I just think that's what's taken. They just didn't have the power on the PlayStation 3 to do it. That's why it's taken so fucking long to come out.
What about these rocky reviews? Were they warranted?
I don't know. Again, I haven't really played enough.
What flavour you've got from it?
From what I've seen of it, like you say, it's very much a sort of a puzzle platformer.
Mm-hmm.
I've not really seen much in the way of action.
Quite slow, thoughtful sort of game. Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
No. I think it's a case of. Do you remember Sands of Time, where you'd go in and each room was like its own little puzzle, and you'd have to work out how to get out of that puzzle, and then you'd move on a little bit of platforming into the next puzzle.
Yeah.
It's pretty much like that from what I've played so far. So you've got to have a little workout. It doesn't really hold your hand at all. I mean, the first bit I was just like, because you get the shield, which you can then direct Trico to like shoot bolts of lightning from his tail into things, and so it blows him up. And like, I walked past the bit that you actually had to blow up, instantly dismissing it, going, nah, it's definitely not that bit. And I've gone around literally every fucking millimetre of the first little section you're in, going, what the fuck have I got to blow up? And I've literally scoured every inch of it with this fucking shield and lightning the fuck out of everywhere. And yeah, it was the bit that I just dismissed instantly.
Good.
But you know, it's good. I'm enjoying it so far. Like I said, just want to get a bit of time to get back into it. I want to get some other stuff done and out of the way so I can just crack on,
enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm exactly the same with Horizon on the PlayStation.
Yeah, you don't want to just sort of come back to it and forget, where was I at, and I've got to try and pick up the story again. And I think for something that's such an emotive or an emotionally driven
you've got to do the journey, haven't you?
Yeah,
you've got to do the whole thing.
Yeah, you don't want to do it in 17 steps. Other than that, really, it's Forza Horizon 3.
Yeah, so man, this game, this is a bit of a Phoenix game, isn't it?
Well, it's not a Phoenix game. I think it's like Australia. There is a lot of space and there's a lot of things to do.
So you were always dipping your toe in the water with this game, aren't you?
Yeah, ever since the first one released on the Xbox, I've always I've had every single one. I absolutely adore the games. I think they're fantastic. I really like how Turn 10 approached with Playground games, and it's almost Forza light, because obviously you've got all Forza, if you want to pronounce it properly. It's obviously a very rigid simulation style racer, whereas Forza Horizon, it's got that same engine behind it, but it's just tweaked everything back, so you can pull those 600 metre going sideways and I'm going to look behind me and wave and then come back to go the right way sort of drifts and all of that stuff. It's a little bit easier to achieve those things. And a variety of cars as well, because it's not that it's got 800 million cars. It's just it may only have it's got a lot of cars, but it's got a really good range. I mean, you've got Robin Reliant in there, for fuck's sake. It goes from, like you say, the new Lamborghini Centrino or Cetriano, whatever it's bloody called, right down to Robin Reliant. I mean, what's not to love about that? Awesome game.
So and loads of variety, solid racing.
Yeah, and it's absolutely fucking huge. I mean, I'm still unlocking stuff. I've not even done like the final showcase yet, and
just loads of content.
I mean, it's one of those. It's like trying to chip away at Mount Everest. You sort of, I'll chip. Oh no, there's an avalanche of more stuff. Oh, shit. But no, love it though. What more? It's brilliant value. Absolutely amazing value.
Well, I've played
and
it.
Also,
I love it.
Also, they've got some Hot Wheels DLC coming out soon. Wasn't really too bothered about the Blizzard Mountain, but the Hot Wheels, like crazy Hot Wheels tracks, I could be tempted to throw down some dollar bill, yo.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And been doing some. I don't know. I hate that this is a thing though. That it's actually classified as this, but retro gaming.
It is
on a retro gaming machine. Well, a GameCube.
Grandad.
Yeah, I know, but beautiful joke. Well, a friend of mine had a GameCube going. I've still got GameCube games in a Wavebird. I've got my Donkey Kong bongos, for fuck's sake. So I was like, I'm not selling those. I'm keeping these to maybe sell them later when no one's got theirs. But it's not happened. But borrowed my mate's GameCube.
Yeah, and do you know what?
There was only one game that I needed to play.
I was amazed. I went round your place, right, to work on the podcast, and there was a GameCube with a copy of Beautiful Joe sat right there next to it.
Adorning it like a cummerbund.
So
And a Wavebird as well, and it still fucking works. It's amazing. Love that shit.
I've only got to say Beautiful Joe, and you pitch a semi over. I mean, you love this game.
Brilliant game.
You love this
brilliant game.
Who's it made by?
This was made by Clover Studios and Capcom.
Alright, cool.
Clover Studios were the ones that did that really weird trilogy. You had PN09.
Yes, yeah.
Really weird shooter. Very much the inspiration for Bayonetta.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that.
I'm just claiming anyway. I don't know if that's actually true, but you can see
similar,
there's nods, and I'm pretty sure Miyake, obviously who made Bayonetta, worked at Capcom and at Clover. I'm pretty sure if you look that up, that will be correct.
I would know.
No, I'm just saying, if you was to look, I'm not lying, honest.
Right, honest stuff.
As far as I believe,
Good.
to go and cop it out. But yeah, it's developed, like I say, at Clover Studios. It was a 2D scrolling, 2.5D.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was 2D because it's just on the one dimension, the one-dimensional plane.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, so it's a scrolling 2D beat 'em up. But obviously, instead of just having like classic a la like Final Fantasy, Final Fight, or anything like those,
Streets of Rage, yeah.
Streets of Rage, they've added a couple of like little slow down and speed up sort of a la Matrix moves.
Bullet time.
Yeah, basically, and slow down as well. Oh, that is bullet time, but speed ups.
I know what you
But
mean, yeah.
you've got little puzzles in the levels where you've got to essentially hit something, or there's a really good one. There's a drip. When you slow down time, it gets really, really big. So you've then got to slow down time for it to get big enough to drop on a switch to open a door. And it's little stuff like that. And there's another one with a roulette, not a roulette, what's the fruit machine? One-arm bandit.
Yeah.
For our American brethren.
Oh yeah.
And you've got to slow time down to obviously be able to see the things so you can stop them. It's really great. It's a great little combo system. There's little upgrade systems. You can get new moves, more power-ups and all of that kind of stuff.
Solid game.
And it was the only game that I've ever gone back to and tried to beat on like the ultra super duper hard mode. I mean that took me some time just to complete it because I was lame and just really shit at it. But then I eventually chipped through and I got the hard mode and I'd done that and it was like ultra hard. I was like, oh fuck off, I don't know. But I've got to do it. I have to do it. And I mean it's an absolute joy booting it up. Really is. I mean the GameCube itself, the boot up, I even remembered hold the Z button and then get a little chinkly little baby laugh and stuff. It was great.
So do you know what I was going to ask you, is it worth revisiting your heroes, but just by the enamour,
if you pick the right ones, yes it is. No, it was a total nostalgia trip, it really was. I really disappointed that I sold my copy of Winning 11 6 7
something.
Yeah, basically I had the import copy because it wasn't released in the UK or Europe on the GameCube. Bastards Konami. So I had to spend the fucking dollars to get it in from Japan. Put my little boot up region free disc. I had to make sure my TV could handle a Japanese NTSC signal. It was great. Absolute joy. But I think I'm rabbiting on. How's your week been?
Lots of games. There's so many games, Link. I need to distill this into something a little bit more manageable. So, do you know what? Out of nowhere,
taking all the time.
Yeah, top of the board, Kamiko.
Yeah, we've been talking about this obviously not on air, but we saw this on the release in the Japan.
So, Fly High Works, the publisher, and as you pinged it over to me, there's a release of a game in the Japanese shop front. It's this cheap little $4 effectively.
Basically, the best $5 you could spend today.
Yeah. Well, the thing is it just presented itself as this simple little top-down, very Zelda Link to the Past looking, simplistic, pixely kind of RPG.
I thought it was what I instantly thought of when I saw it. I thought, well, you won't have to be so worried about Hyper Light Drifter on the Switch now. Because it's got very much that look and feel. I don't think it's as hardcore.
Yeah.
But it's got very much that vibe of a tip of the hat and very much a love letter to the old classic styles.
I wouldn't be gobsmacked if this was on an iOS or something like that, or an Android or what, but irrelevant. It looks very, it's very pretty. It's in a very simple kind of plain Jane, but cut really well, it's pixel graphics, it just works. But it's just the pace of this game for me. This thing's like fast. You've got combos in it. So unlike Link to the Past, you've actually got to smash out some combos with your swords, and the more the combos you get, the more energy you get out of the enemies. So you're constantly looking for your next battle. You can run straight off from the beginning of the game, run as cane it around the maps to get to your next target. So you want to keep that combo going.
Yeah, because what sort of benefit do you gain from keeping the combo going?
You smack them a couple of times, you'll get a couple of orbs come out of them. You start getting to combos like 8, 9 hit, 15 hit combos, and you're suddenly getting like 15 of these little goodies coming off of them, and it gets and you get really addicted to it at one point where you're like, okay, if I'm not getting like the maximum amount of orbs off every character, I'm failing.
It's the kind of thing that you miss the combo, like, you fucking bastards!
Caning it into the next room to wade into the next fight.
It's awesome because I like the idea of that, because it's almost like they've taken like what is the very much in thing, which is Dark Souls, and everyone's got to have a Soulsy like game. And we look at Team Ninja knocked out one, you've got Lords of the Fallen, there's obviously the sci-fi one coming out soon. And it's almost like someone's gone, nah, fuck that. Let's get it so they want to wade in quick, and it's fucking none of this measured. It's fucking gets on.
See, the thing is it's taking a game like, and I keep going back to this Link to the Past, and it's not in the same way that it's dungeon based and you build up a load of weapons to eventually progress through the whole game. It's more actually like levels and
mechanics
puzzles.
of it.
But the top down view and how it works, how you're fighting your enemies, like you say, the mechanics is exactly that. But for me, the main thing is that it's like somebody's looked at that, and people are playing these games 25 years after they released, and they're speed running them, and it feels like this is for that generation of gamer, those who are still really hardcore and old school, 8-bit.
Yeah, that know the difference between a percentage speed run and a completion 100% speed run. Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't gun based.
Yeah, but 3 different characters as well. So got one who's out there caning it with a sword. Then I tried this next character who's like the archer. Fired off my bow, and I was like, oh, this is literally like firing a bow in
it's
past.
Not gladiator, Gauntlet.
Yeah.
It's kind of got that, your 4 directions, there's no...
But, and it was like, well, this is also a bit slow, and there's loads of enemies.
And this is going to be tedious.
And then you hit the attack button a few times, and you realise you can combo it. It's like 1, 2, 3 shots at once.
So you're a bit more Legolas.
Yeah, very much so. It's awesome. And then final character, which is the one that I saw from the advert, which almost put me off the game, was... someone with like a yo-yo,
it's like the discus, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't know what they call it.
It's supposed to be a shield, but it's like, but it looks in the game like she's pinging out a yo-yo and it's coming back to her.
She's basically a medieval Captain America.
Yeah. But the thing is, the video that I saw of it, this person was just sort of throwing out, and I was like, well, that's just a bit boring. You throw it out, then you've got to move, so you try and hit as many enemies. What they didn't seem to do was keep hitting the attack button, where she's also got a sword underneath, so you
the old sneaky short sword.
Oh, get it, bitch! Yeah. Yes. So that was amazing. Got to get on Kamiko. And the crazy thing is because everybody found out in Japan that it was so cheap, Nintendo couldn't do their classic. That means £15 in the UK, don't you know?
Localization issues.
Yeah,
because they can just go, fuck it, I'll go to the Japanese store, then there's literally no text whatsoever.
Yeah, thanks for being region free, and thanks for having an English text in the Japanese version.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's
it is like the developers thought, we don't know if Nintendo's going to push this worldwide. Well, fuck it, let's give them the option that they can come to us and get it.
Yeah, exactly that. So £4.40 something. Does it really matter at that?
Basically, number? It's less than the cost of not a Happy Meal, maybe a full-size man meal.
Yeah.
Any of your local fast food restaurants.
Yeah.
Chains.
So, been hitting a bit of that. Been hitting some Battlefield.
I was just about to say, was there actually any time for anything else? You've waded right into that.
No, I absolutely love Kamiko, but so just get it, everybody. Battlefield 1, bought it ages ago, never really played it. I was like, right.
You've had your occasional sort of couple of hours, maybe the odd match here and there. Did you actually ever get through the single player? Yeah, so I came through the single player. The single player is amazing and well worth a shot. You always did say, though, I mean, even just half an hour that I played with it, I was like, this is instantly better than all of the other Battlefield games I've played by Bad Company.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, actually, because I don't know if they've been patching or refining, or maybe I just didn't appreciate it at the time, but the multiplayer is probably the closest thing to Bad Company 2 that I've played in a long time.
Everybody I know,
it's really good.
Like COD veterans are like, no, Battlefield's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, Smithy, he's always been a COD man.
Yeah.
And yeah, Battlefield 1. He's like, yeah, it's pretty good.
Battlefield Bad Company 2 for me was the thing, and Battlefield 1 is feeling a lot like it. But I mean, I'm not going to go into too much detail because it's Battlefield. Everybody kind of knows it.
I think it's a case of we're just really repeating what others have said before us, really, wouldn't we?
Yeah, but if you haven't given it the time, go give it the time because you'll probably get a good deal on it.
It's now, it's at that time in its life that they're screaming if anyone's going to buy it.
Exactly.
They just sell it. I mean, I saw it for, I think that and Titanfall, the deluxe editions were like 75 quid on the digital stores. On the store.
I know.
So, solid fucking titles about pick up if you can.
Final one for me, got to be Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, just come out.
Yeah, I was going to say it was this weekend, or was it last weekend?
Last Friday. And so that game's been played a lot.
And now it's going to be continued to play even more.
Yeah, so we've already managed to go through all the cups, all like 8 of them, which is obviously like 4 races each, and we did that in one sitting in one night. It was just crazy. But
so that's why the music didn't get finished.
Yeah, even more. But yeah, no, really, really good. I could go into a lot of depth again on this one. We'll maybe do a bit more of a deep dive another day.
I think it'd be a good little Uncharted, isn't it?
But what I would say about Mario Kart generally is like, you've seen it all before on the Wii U. The only difference is, one, the the battle mode is well worth a play. Also, they've added a third boost in there if you hold the skid for long enough. So for me, it's like...
Yeah, nice.
And you've got all the content.
And plus they've taken all of the sneaky fucking cheats out of it as well.
Yeah, all the fire hoppings out of there. But for me, out of all of it, the creme de la creme, absolute top of the pole.
King Boo.
King Boo. Every time you pull a trick, when he does a jump, and his tongue's like everywhere in the air. Yeah, nice. It's King Boo, baby. So, there we go. That's about it. That's what it looks like, folks.
I think we've even kept under our time frame.
I think we pretty much have. Well, yeah, it was near as damn it.
Yeah.
So, I think reasonably a heroic effort, all in all. Well, there we go. We're going to wrap this bad boy up, folks. So, as always, what we would say is come back, check us out next week. We've got some social media. It's all going to be in the description below. Go check it out. But from AngryLink, it's...
Adios.
And from me, it's peace.